PC here with Dylan at Gravity and Oxygen Fitness. Another edition of our infamous Turf Talk Tuesdays. We're here on Instagram, we're here on Facebook Live, and we always try to come up with new creative topics that have pertinent information. And knowing that our Good to Great 6-week program is beginning January 30th,
Time is ticking.
2 Saturdays from now, time is ticking to make a decision on quarterbacking your overall wellness. And we've discussed nutrition aspects, we've discussed organizing your overall fitness, quarterbacking that. Today we want to talk about the mindset to creating physical change. And I think sometimes that's the missing link to people getting uncomfortable to create that change.
So reach your max potential.
Absolutely. So Dylan and I met a colleague a few months ago, and he had a very profound statement. And he said, if the body isn't being challenged, the brain is not paying attention. And that is so true. All exercise is, simplified down, is physical stress that is intended to instill change. It's that simple. That's all exercise is, right? And if we define fitness, fitness is our ability to recover and repeat, rep by rep, set by set, day by day, workout to workout. All right, so we define what exercise is and what fitness is, correct? So we talk about instilling change. We want our body to improve. We want to increase strength so our muscles can lift more load. We want to increase our lung capacity so we can go longer and harder. We want to increase the stability of our core and our hips, so that way we don't get hurt. And the overall principle is we want to increase life performance. Get stronger, improve your heart, and decrease injury. You increase your ability to improve in life, sports, follow your kids, whatever. Okay? How do we do that? We apply load and intensities to create adaptation on a cellular level. Sounds super fancy, right? Can't get any more simple than that. Create change, what are we changing? Cells on a microscopic level. Discuss.
I mean, essentially, your body adapts to stress. That is how we survive. That's how we've gotten as far as humans. Anything that you put into your body, anything that you put on your body, anything that your body takes in as a sense is stress. Your body adapts to it. That thus allows us to adapt and survive in those circumstances better the next time we come in contact with it.
Well said. So if we're not challenging ourselves with a level of intensity that is stressful, then the brain's not paying attention, and the brain controls all that cell adaptation. So if the body's not being challenged, the brain is not paying attention.
It's not learning.
It's taking that. It's not learning new things. Correct. So what to do may be obvious. Go to the gym and do something and hopefully create change. But that's not necessarily true. Because a lot of people will ride the coattails. They'll just kind of float through, or what do we call it? They call it loafing, right?
So I think that would help maintain most people, right?
Right.
But we're talking about getting to your max.
Right. Maintain, you're not gaining.
Exactly.
So in order, the obvious may be lift heavy shit, pardon my French, and hustle hard. I'll repeat that. Lift heavy shit and hustle hard is the principle of how we create that change, right? So that's the obvious. So people know what to do, but are they taking themselves to those intensity levels? And thus, the reason for today's topic, right? The mental roadblock of getting uncomfortable, right? We will only lift what we think consciously is heavy enough or intense enough on cardio to create change. But you'll truly know the difference between floating and coasting through a workout and really laying on your back for a challenge. Now, intensity over time, every day, isn't always the best as a recovery cycle. We'll just talk about intensities in the midst of that workout so it's still change.
No, I think that's a great point. We're not saying every day you gotta, break your limits or push beyond these certain thresholds. It's that you have to take a step over the line and then take a step back. Now you have constant ability to live above that line. Now you step above the next line. You take a step back, right? And you progress step by step to the top of the hill. You don't look at the mountain and think I have to jump up there. You look at the mountain and think I have to take a bunch of steps to get there.
Correct. Consistent exposure over that line is what's going to instill that change, right? Many people get so overwhelmed with looking at the peak of the mountain, like you said. You're not jumping from 1 to 10, you're jumping the next step of the hill. And that gradual, consistent, progressive overload is going to instill that change. But the key word is overload. Take yourself to a point of physical stress that will create adaptation.
Being uncomfortable.
Correct. So we talk about, heavy and hard hurts. So this is 185 pounds, all right? So for me, pull through this repeatedly to a point of physical fatigue or exhaustion is challenging. So I know I can do a considerable amount of repetitions of this weight, so what I need to do is now find that load where it's going to be even more stressful to create that adaptation. So at 185, I can still accomplish considerable repetitions. 185 is probably not my uncomfortable level. I'll have to increase load to find a failure point where I'm going down to 3 to 5, 6 repetitions, where now I'm going to instill that neuromuscular strength adaptation. Cool. Show me also on the cardio machine. So Dylan's going to go ahead and go about 20 to 30 seconds, max effort on the assault bike, and this is going to create that lung capacity improvement. Go ahead, bud.
So
max effort.
I could live here all day, hours probably.
So repeated exposure to those kind of intensities is what's going to instill change in his heart and his lungs for cardiovascular improvement. It is that simple. It's just a matter of your conscious mindset to take yourself to those intensities to create that change. And that's what we preach and coach with it every day in our facility and also in our program upcoming Good to Great. Now, we can be transparent. Every day, even in our facility, we witness people just doing what they think is just enough, and if that satisfies their needs for life, great. But if they're questioning why they're not improving, when we do metrics such as our in-body measurements of body composition and skeletal muscle mass, or if we do some kind of benchmark day where they haven't seen improvement, then we need to really dissect why these changes aren't being instilled. Perhaps it's just not going to an intense level in our gym to create that. We do programming such as DecaFit. We do our benchmark days to promote it. It's a matter of your conscious willingness to step over that line and get that exposure.
No, I totally agree. I think we provide all the tools that are needed. I think it's just a matter of people utilizing those tools and being willing to put themselves in an uncomfortable position, whether it's maybe even just coming to something like a yoga class on a Friday night. That could be uncomfortable for you because you like to lift heavy shit and work out on the bike really, really hard every time, but you don't like to sit in one spot and get uncomfortable and just kind of sit there. So it goes both ways, but with the uncomfortability comes improvement, and over time allows you to adjust, adapt, and overall just maybe even be better at your job, be better at playing with your kids, be better in the gym and in the facility or play a sport, whatever it may be. It all works.
Absolutely. As usual, we always have some kind of call to action to help motivate and encourage you to get uncomfortable. And we have our Good to Great 6-week transformation program beginning Saturday, January 30th. There's still 12 days to consider, mull it over, to consider that opportunity for us to quantify your metrics, see who you are day one, and then create that coaching of nutrition, the strength training, the accountability, the mindset, and then by the end of 6 weeks, see if we've instilled that change for you. You can find out on gravityandoxygen.com. Good to Great is our program. You can click the link. We'll keep pumping out information about that. Don't worry, we're here to help you. And even though this conversation may be uncomfortable and really piercing into your heart about what you may or may not be doing, it's okay. We're here to positively encourage you because good energy always wins. And we will quarterback that path of getting uncomfortable because the journey is that destination, and we hope that we can still change and help you. All right, guys? As always, on behalf of Dylan, Haley, Bettina, our entire staff here at Gravity in Action, we're here to help you in this new year 2021. Our program this year is called the Phoenix.
Yes. Rise
from the ashes, right? Begin anew and be better than you were before. Good to Great, January 30th. Be with us. Let's change your mindset. Let's change your physicality. See you soon.